I am Christina Suter, and this is the Real Estate Breakthrough Show, where we talk about the reality of real estate, the mindset you need in order to face the reality of what it is, and tips and tricks to get you moving forward in investing. I am your host, Christina Suter.
So tell me about the AI. Tell me about how you think it's going to affect real estate, and tell me about the integration point, because you guys have been focusing your minds on this in particular for a while. So let's just lay some groundwork on what are some of the changes you think are coming down the pipeline, and how is that going to affect real estate? We'll just start with a general go to town.
Yeah. I think in general, what I would say, and Joey, you can feel free to pipe in. Everyone's afraid that AI is going to take their job. That's not ultimately what's likely to happen to most of the people listening to this podcast. What's likely to happen to most of the people, if they don't embrace AI, is that someone who's embracing AI and using it better than them will take their customers, will take their leads, will take their investment opportunities. Because it's just a matter of, one of the things we're going to do is break down into 4 different segments: real estate agents and brokers, property managers, investors, and lenders. And what does your life look like in the next 24 months if you fully embrace AI and use it across your business versus what does it look like if you don't, right? And that's going to be a really, really cool segment, because it's very, very plain and easy to see how this plays out if you don't. And I want to be clear, when I say embrace the power of AI, I don't mean just use ChatGPT like a Google, because that's what most people do. About 35% of people in the United States are not using AI at all. And of the people that are using AI, 90% of them are using it kind of like a Google Plus, which is, again, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Please do that. Please do that. What I'm saying is the people that look at their business and they look at everything from the ability to integrate Claude Cowork or OpenClaw or, even, Perplexity Computer and things like that, to automate workflows, to create analysis engines that just run way faster than we could ever do before. They just are able to move faster and more cheaply, more inexpensively. So you can lead generate so much faster and with almost no capital required. You can do lead follow-up. You can do due diligence and analysis in 30 seconds when it used to take hours to do, right? And you can create automations, by the way. Like, one of the things we're doing is we've gotten an agreement with Sean O'Toole to do an API integration with Property Radar, which has 50 million people inside it, with my agentic AI that can literally scrape all of the information, create campaigns, and then create copy, like email and text copy, because it's trained on my voice, and load all of that up into my CRM and then execute it. And that's Maverick, my AI. So when I say Maverick, I mean my AI. Maverick, that's child's play for Maverick. Whereas what would it take if a human was doing that, right? It would take you to pay them. They would take 10 times, 20 times as long. I mean, we've all used Property Radar and click. And Property Radar is amazing, but I'm a human. I can only move so fast. Whereas Maverick can do all of this simultaneously, right? And he can do it at 3 a.m., by the way, while I'm sleeping, because you can set up what's called a cron up to have him work at night if you want to.
So you've just covered... Oh, Joey, you go ahead.
What's kind of interesting is that we just did a webinar last week, Christina. And so just like Buddy said, everybody's using Chat, GPT, Claude, Gemini, and they're just using it like just direct prompting it without customizing, without doing anything. So our webinar that we just did was, how do you customize your personal chatbot to sound more like you, make decisions more like you, curate information more tailored to you? And so we did a webinar on that, and you should see the gamut of responses that we got from them. Everything from please dumb it way down, you're going too fast, all the way up to like, hey, we need use case scenarios. I want to see a demo of a deal. And so what's funny is that I was sharing with Buddy this morning is like a lot of the stuff that came from the responses was our run of show on June 13th. Yeah. Basically the things that we're doing. Yeah. They want to see real workflows. They want to see demos. They want to see how you curate, how you're curating the data, how you're taking, 200 properties and whittling down to the 5 that you're going to go after. So that's what they want to see. They want to see real use, and they have a huge appetite, but they don't know how to do it. They're literally, give me the point and click, show us how to do this. And that's exactly what we're going to do on June 13th. One of the things that he did to prepare and empower those students was he created a dashboard using AI. And that's one of the things that we're going to demo and show you how to do at the June 13th event.
And the dashboard that we created, we don't have coders. We didn't use full stack developers or any of that kind of stuff. We vibe coded it over a weekend.
You what coded it? Vibe coded it?
Which means plain language speak to your AI.
Okay, thank you.
Like literally, Maverick is my AI. By the way, for anybody that's listening to this, I'm going to give you a gift right now. It's called Whisper Flow. WISPR Flow. It is an app that you can download for free. I think the paid version is something nominal, like $100 a year or something. And it is a live AI-powered dictation app that's cross-platform. So when I say I whisper to Maverick, I mean I touch the little button and I whisper into it, right? So I whisper to Maverick and I'm like, I say thanks, Christina. When I tell him to do something really technical, like build me a virtual private network that's going to secure my blah, 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 who cares? I don't know any of that stuff. All I say is, hey, Mav, I want to make sure nobody hacks my stuff. Can you protect it? How do you do that? And Maverick's like, yeah, sure can. Actually, what you want to do is port 22 and blah, 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 nerd stuff. And I'm like, okay, that sounds awesome. Go ahead and do that. Let me know when it's done. And then he comes back to me. He's like, Roger that. It's done. You know?
So Buddy's on the abundance, like rah team, but we're also going to talk about the risks and safety that you need to have when you're going to use AI, because you can't just unleash some of these programs on your personal computer, because it can quickly get away from you, Christina. And so we're actually gonna show you how to do that. Tell people who should and shouldn't do that. And we're actually going to have like experts, real estate lawyer, AI expert lawyer that's gonna come talk to everybody about what those risks could be and the safety that needs to be implemented, the guardrails that absolutely have to be implemented so that this doesn't end up losing all your files or just running amok and doing things that you didn't approve.
That's very good, because it's always a balance. Whenever there's new technology, there's always a learning it, engaging in it, being abundant in it, as you talked about, but also balancing it so that there is, one could say a proper use or integration that serves and doesn't necessarily override. And there are lots of examples of new technology coming online, creating some version of damage, and then us going, oh yeah, well, we need to change that.
That's
right? It's all the way from burning coal to gas, gas vehicles, to solar panels, burning birds, to, sonar affecting the whales. It's like we always have to do this course corrective, and I think it's inaccurate to assume that the technology itself shouldn't be brought online just because course correction is going to be required. We've been doing that for generations and for decades of new technology.
We're the ones in line now. So that's why the big talk has been around alignment and making sure that when it does arrive in the superintelligence, that AGI comes around, that we stay at the forefront of why it's there.
That's a fantastic point about you just kind of breezed by it, but it's such a powerful point that a lot of people, because they're afraid of AI, it's confusing, it's changing every single day. It's so and it's so powerful that their brain naturally looks for psychological safety in terms of reasons why they shouldn't be afraid of it. Meaning, as soon as an AI hallucinates, they're like, oh, well, see, you can't trust it. Oh, I'm just not even going to bother, right? Or a robot falls down and they're like, see, robotics will never be, right? They miss the exponential trend because their brain is looking for reasons to not be afraid of it. And what you just said is it's coming online. Like, it's here. And this is what I want to really stress to people. If they don't learn about this and fully embrace and empower themselves with AI, then they will unfortunately experience the negative side effects. And you see, there has been more job displacement related to AI in the first quarter of 2026 than ever before in human history. It's been almost 150,000 jobs. Literally, like people saw, Meta sent an email, fired 20,000 people with a Tuesday morning email and replaced them entirely with AI. Block laid off 40% of their workforce. And guess what happened to the stock price of these publicly traded companies after they laid off massive amounts of people? Through the roof, because everybody is all for. So what we're trying to do is help people not experience the disruption, right? If you're a real estate agent that's out there and you are just like doing business as usual, the next 24 months are going to be really, really tough for you. I promise.